Have you ever gone back to a place you grew up in and felt like a stranger? Like the streets are the same width, but somehow they shrunk? Like the buildings are still standing, but they're wearing someone else's clothes? Today I saw a video of my city from 20 years ago, and I felt something crack inside my chest, and I need to walk this one out. But before I do, if you've ever felt homesick for a place that doesn't exist anymore, you're in the right place. Hit subscribe, hit the bell, and if this one hits you, and I think it will, leave a like so the algorithm sends it to someone else who needs it. We're building something here, a place for the loud brains. Okay, let's walk. Overthinking outdoor. Let's go. I was scrolling Instagram today, just mindless scrolling. You know, the kind where your thumb moves but your brain is somewhere between asleep and dead. And then a reel popped up. My city. The city I grew up in, but 20 years ago. And it was like someone reached into my chest and squeezed. The streets I used to walk, the buildings before they were renovated or torn down. The traffic, God, even the traffic looked different. The colors, the light, everything looked like it belonged to a world that doesn't exist anymore. I watched it 3 times, then a 4th. Then I just sat there with my phone in my hand, staring at nothing. And the feeling, I can't even name it properly. It wasn't sadness. It wasn't happiness. It was like homesickness. But for a home that's gone. Not gone like destroyed. Gone like evolved past me. Like the city kept living after I left and it didn't wait for me. Why would it wait for you? I know, but somehow you expect it to. You leave a place and somewhere in the back of your mind you think it freezes. Like it's sitting there, exactly as you left it, waiting for you to come back and press play. But it doesn't freeze. No, it doesn't. 3 months ago, I went back. I hadn't been in a while, and I thought, I need this. I need to walk those streets, breathe that air, feel like myself again. Feel like myself. Funny. Which self? The 20-year-old self? The one who used to run down those streets without a care? The one who sat in that cafe for hours, with a single cup of coffee and a book and nowhere to be? I went to that cafe. It's gone. Not closed. Not renamed. Gone. The building is something else now. I stood on the sidewalk looking at it, and I swear my brain couldn't process it, like a file corrupted. Error. Memory location not found. I walked the streets. Same layout. But the signs are different. The shops are different. The sounds are different. Even the smell is different. And I kept walking, faster and faster, looking for something, anything, that was exactly as I remembered. Did you find it? A tree. I found a tree. On the corner near my old school. Same tree, same spot. Older, bigger, but the same damn tree. And I almost cried. Over a tree. A 41-year-old woman standing on a sidewalk, almost crying because a tree didn't change. What does that say about me? That you're looking for proof that it was real. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Here's the question I've been chewing on all day. The thing that made me lace up my shoes and come out here to walk. Do I miss the city? Or do I miss who I was in that city? Because those are 2 very different things. The city is concrete and glass and streets and noise. I can visit that. I can buy a plane ticket and be there tomorrow. But the person I was there. The girl who didn't have a kid yet, who didn't have a scar across her abdomen from giving away an organ, who hadn't moved to a small town, who hadn't questioned every choice she ever made on long walks by the ocean. That person is gone. Just like the cafe. Just like the cafe. And I think that's what broke me about that Instagram video. It wasn't the old buildings or the vintage cars or the way the light looked in 2006. It was that somewhere in that video, there's a version of me walking those streets who has no idea what's coming. She doesn't know she'll give half her liver at 26. She doesn't know she'll move to a small town. She doesn't know she'll spend her Tuesday evenings walking alone, talking to herself, trying to figure out if she's happy. She's just walking, light, free. And I want to reach into that video and tell her something, but I don't know what. Enjoy it? She won't listen. Nobody listens to that. Nobody who's in it appreciates being in it. That's the whole cruel joke. You only recognize the good times after they become the old times. You know what's actually keeping me up at night, though? Not the existential nostalgia, not the vanishing café, not the identity crisis. My daughter needs new shoes. Again. And she just got shoes. How are her feet growing this fast? Is she part human, part golden retriever? I swear I just bought a pair 2 months ago, and she looks at me yesterday like, Mom, these don't fit with that face. That face that's half apologetic and half, this is your problem now. 41 years old, questioning the nature of memory and identity, but also doing math in my head about whether I can buy shoes this week or if it has to wait until next paycheck. This is what they don't tell you about having a deep inner life. It runs parallel to a very shallow outer life. Existential crisis in the left brain, shoe budget in the right brain, simultaneously, always. She's getting the shoes. Of course she's getting the shoes. But she's going to appreciate those shoes. I'm going to make sure of it. How? I have no idea. You can't teach a 13-year-old gratitude. You just model it and pray. Pray to who? The same angels that viewer is talking to, apparently. I need to say something uncomfortable, and I need to say it to myself because nobody else is going to say it. Nostalgia is a liar. It's the most beautiful, seductive, well-dressed liar in the human brain. It takes your past and runs it through a filter, softens the edges, removes the pain, turns up the golden hour, and shows you a version of your life that never actually existed. That cafe I miss so much, I probably sat there anxious half the time. Those streets I walked, I probably walked them stressed and rushing. That city I ache for, I left it. I left it because I was exhausted. I left it because the noise was killing me. I left it because I couldn't breathe. And now I miss it. That's insane. That's human. Same thing sometimes. So what do I actually miss? Not the city, not the cafe, not the streets. I miss the illusion that life was simpler then. But it wasn't simpler. I was just too busy to notice the mess. Now I'm in a quiet town with time to think, and I've romanticized the chaos I escaped from. So you ran from noise, and now you miss it. I ran from noise, found silence, and the silence made me nostalgic for the noise. Yes, that's exactly how broken my brain is. But here's the thing nobody says about nostalgia. It's not really about the past. It's about the present. You only get nostalgic when something in your now isn't enough. The past becomes beautiful when the present feels gray. Is your present gray? It's not gray. It's just quiet. And quiet looks a lot like gray when you're used to color. That's a good line. Thanks. I'll probably forget it by dinner. But that tree, I keep coming back to that tree. It didn't leave. It didn't move to a small town for a quieter life. It didn't change its name or its shape or its purpose. It just stood there for 20 years, growing in the same spot through every season. And I think the reason I almost cried isn't because the tree didn't change. It's because the tree proved something, that something from my past is still real, still standing, still alive, that it wasn't all a dream. Because sometimes I wonder, did that life really happen? Was I really that girl? Did I really sit in that cafe and feel light? Or did I invent her? Is she a story I tell myself to survive the weight of now? She was real. How do you know? Because the tree remembers. Even if the city forgot, even if the cafe is gone, even if the streets change their clothes, that tree was there when you were there, and it's still there now, and that's enough proof. I think I need to stop going back, not because it hurts, but because every time I go back looking for who I was, I miss who I'm becoming. And who are you becoming? I don't know yet, but she walks by the ocean, and she talks to herself, and she's honest, and maybe that's enough for now. The walk is ending. The coast is getting dark, and somewhere across the country, there's a city that used to know me, and on a corner near my old school, there's a tree that still does. If you've ever scrolled past a photo or a video of your old life and felt that squeeze in your chest, that beautiful, terrible, confusing squeeze, you're not crazy, you're just human. And humans are the only species cursed with memory and imagination at the same time. Walk with me next time. Bring your nostalgia. We'll let it lie to us a little, and then we'll walk it off. My daughter is getting new shoes this week. Size 7 already. 7. Yesterday she was a baby. Tomorrow she'll be showing someone an Instagram video of this small town saying, "I grew up here," and she'll feel that same squeeze. The circle never breaks. It just keeps turning. Pause, half laugh, half sigh. I hope she finds her tree. The walk ends. The thoughts don't. See you next time.